Dunham, is it Monday yet? See, I'm on time. Always on time. Just had a late start today. But my timer on the stream was 8:15. And I'm bang on time. Never late. How's it going, folks? How are we doing? Oh, really? That was close. Oh, yeah. That was damn close. Let's see. This isn't the one. Alright, there's the Discord link. What's nerfed? Well, we're going to be talking about that now. I literally just saw it. So this is literally hot off the press. And this is what actually threw me off. Right, so this is why I had to realign myself and do certain things. I wasn't prepared for what they were doing there. I don't really understand why they're doing it, but they are. It doesn't make any sense to me. But if you have Microsoft reward points and you want to get your Game Pass, redeem it now. That is my recomendazione. So random. You can't even, they've actually nerfed it to the point where you can't even add your Game Pass subscription code without adding a modal to pay. Alright, so that's all sorted. I think we're good there. Let's cancel that. Let's open this. Alright. I think we're almost ready to start. I would like to add a couple things here, but I don't think I'm going to get the luxury to do that. Let's see. If I do this, and then I do this, and I don't want this to be here, I want this to be here. I don't need Steve looking into my weeb folder again. So what happened to him last time that happened. So Microsoft is changing stuff, and I guess it's not consumer friendly. So we're going to go through this in a second. I just need to get one last thing done and then we're good to go. Like I said, this news threw me off, and then as I was reading it a little, I got thing, and then my son called me and I had to deal with that. So it is what it is. But how are we all doing today? Are we doing good? Are we doing well? It's Tuesday, and I think it was Bullets that asked, I didn't know he was streaming today. You actually made me think that it was Wednesday today. I was like, yeah, damn, am I streaming on a day I'm not supposed to be streaming? It's been that sort of week, folks. It's been that sort of week. Oh. Was it at you? Who was it? Was it Woodpit? I just know that you kind of threw me off, whoever it was. Alright, so that is all sorted. That is all good. I think we're good to start. You know, pro streamer at its finest. Alright, I guess we can start this now. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another stream where we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of stuff that's been going on in the weekly news, where fanboys have completely and utterly lost their minds because that is what they do. They've repeatedly admitted that the ROG Xbox Ally X is an Xbox, but at the same time continue to cry that it's not an Xbox. Because if it wasn't an Xbox, they wouldn't be crying that it isn't an Xbox. Because the only people hurt by this, clearly, are the Xbox fans. And had the situation been reversed and they did exactly the same thing for PlayStation, well, you know your bottom dollar, they'd have been cheering this from high heaven. But I guess it's not them, so, well, Sony can't make them big moves. The fact that it hurts you so much, Portal player, is the reason why it's an Xbox. But the big news right now is this information here. Microsoft Rewards, starting October 1st, users will no longer be able to directly redeem reward points for Xbox Game Pass subscriptions. Users will need to redeem points for Xbox gift cards to cover the cost of a Game Pass subscription. Now, I wonder if they're actually going to offer you a Game Pass subscription that's going to be equivalent to 1,200 points. I don't think so. That's just my estimate. But do you know what? Let's have a quick look at the Microsoft Rewards, right? Because they've got these, you know, the whole rewards scheme going on. So 5,890 points is £5. The 10,000 or 11,000 180 is going to be, yeah, they're basically increasing the cost of Game Pass to about 14,000 essentially points across the board. 15,000. That's basically going to be now at retail value, as opposed to the points, which was basically cheaper. Now, it doesn't seem like they're going to increase any of the actual points in terms of accumulation, but I'm just going to Bing real quick to have a quick look at something. If I view the dashboard, I know you can't see it on this screen, I'm looking at it on my other screen. If I go to redeem, a £10 gift card is 11,780. Custom one, let's say 15, which is what Game Pass is, would cost you 17,665 points. So it is going up by 5,665 points. But we don't know if they're doing anything in regards to increasing the points. This increases the redemption by at least 6k. Well, it's less than 6,000, but yeah. Starting October 1st, you will no longer be able to directly redeem your reward points for Xbox Game Pass subscriptions. To continue enjoying Xbox Game Pass using your reward points, you will need to first redeem your reward points for an Xbox gift card and then redeem your gift card. But this is basically done to stop people getting points, you know, Game Pass for cheap. That's basically the way it is. Do you think they're going to start tackling places like Eneba, Loaded, or, you know, CD Keys as they're known? Do you think that's the next point of call that they challenge? Hey, look, Paul, we were robbed of a penalty, so serves you right. Woodpit, they didn't actually raise the cost. So if you auto-redeemed it, it was 14,000 points. But if you just went and manually redeemed it, you could get it for 12,000 points or 35,000 points for 3 months. It was weird why they left that in, but that was basically the situation. Auto-redeem was set to 14,000. Manual redemption stayed at 12,000. It was weird. Redeem your reward points for an Xbox gift card in a denomination that is sufficient to cover the cost of your desired Game Pass subscription. If you do not have enough rewards points for the desired gift card denomination, you may use an alternate payment method to cover the rest. So you can basically have it so after 12,000 you pay the rest, which is probably going to be somewhere about £3. to cover the rest every month if you still want to go down that route. Use your Microsoft account balance from your redeemed Xbox card to purchase your desired Game Pass, yada yada yada. That's just the usual stuff. Interesting stuff. In fact, actually, Steve, you and me were discussing this not that long ago. We were talking how long they're actually going to continue giving the stuff away for free. Because clearly a lot of people were using this to get free Game Pass. And obviously it doesn't take that long to do. Yeah, we were having this discussion not long ago. But yeah, £15 is 17,000 things. So if they say it's 16,000 points, well, Game Pass in the UK is $14.99. Game Pass Ultimate, right? So that basically is 16,490 points. And so, you know, minus 1,200 from that, you're basically going to cover the cost of 4,490. And how much does that come to? 4,000. Okay, so the minimum you can have is £5. That's less than £5. So I think realistically, you're going to be covering the difference of about £4. Auto redeem was increased to 14,000, but you could manually do it for 12,000. Let me see if I can show you. In fact, here we are. Let me just let me show you here. So you can see here, manual redemption is 12,000. 1 month is 12,000. And you can only do it 1 month. If you've got enough points, the 3 months becomes available. I don't. But if you manually do it, you can get it for 12,000 points. See if I can just enlarge that so you can see it. But if you auto redeemed it, it was 14,000. You didn't get the 2,000 point discount. They took that away. But they left this there for some reason. In fact, it was Bruno that brought this to my attention. He posted it on Discord. And he was the one that was talking about it. Good question, Woodpit. You'll get it more than that, even with this one, Steve. You get roughly about... if you do all your points every day, I mean, I've given up doing it because I just keep forgetting and I forget my streaks and it's just blah, right? But if you do it every single day, you do, I think it's 30 searches on the web using Bing, 20 searches on your mobile, and then you go and do the challenges that they have by just clicking through on the Bing website. It takes, give or take, about half an hour at max per day. Trust me, it starts to become like a chore after a while, which is why I just started forgetting and not bothering. I just do it when I remember. You get a lot of points, and so at the end of the month, you pretty much made a whole month of Game Pass if you did it every single day. So you never had to pay for it. I mean, over the past, and I've been doing it liberally, 6 months, I've got 4 months of Game Pass, and I've done it liberally. And I'm not even the one doing it half the time. I've got my minions doing it. They're just upstairs tapping away quickly at searches when they can be bothered. On my mobile, I'll just go through the trending list from 1 to 20 like they're not gaining any data out of this. They're not gaining any useful information out of this. Everyone is exploiting it, and they can see it. When they actually notice you exploiting it, they actually limit your points that you can get on the web browsing from every 5 seconds to I think it's 4 minutes or 3 minutes each one. I think it's it's 4 searches every hour, right? They limit it once they know that you're exploiting it. And even I got caught out by that one a few times, and I just gave up and couldn't be bothered. Did 1 search a day, and that was it until they reset it again. So, you know, a lot of people were exploiting this. It was never going to last. It's a shame, though. You know, it was good while it lasted, but this was something that me and Steve were talking about. Like, really, it wasn't that long ago. We were surprised that it's lasted this long. But it's a shame. All good things have to come to an end at some point. You just ordered your Xbox Starfield guy? Nice. And the downside is that I won't get it until December. That's what I'm getting to do. I missed out on the first patches, so mine's coming in December as well. Yeah, in the UK they sold out quick. Mate, they went like wildfire. They sold out quick in the UK. It was mental. I don't understand how fast people were at it. But then again, they went on sale at 1 AM in the UK, right? So that's probably why. I get about 2-3K points a month, but I only get like 11,000 reward points. So you see, like you still only get like 11,000 reward points a month. That's fine. This is what I'm saying, Jesse. You get like 11,000 points. So just over a month, you get a free game pass. So they weren't making anything from this, and the data that they were getting for their search engine, honestly, I think that what's been happening with their search engine for Bing because of these Microsoft rewards has actually done them more damage than good. Because I just sat there searching Sega Master System, Sega Master System Mini, Sega Master System 2, Sega Master System Mini. I would go all the way up to Sega Master System 7. Can you believe it? Apparently it doesn't exist, but I still get a result returned. And then I'd start on the Sega Mega Drive and take that up to Sega Mega Drive 7. Useless data. Okay, let me try the Bing search, right? Sega Master System. All right, so later. Did that even earn me any points? Alright, there we go. Master System Mini worked. So we're gonna go to Master System 2. Okay, that worked. How many searches did you say you can do? Alright, I can confirm that there is no limit on the searches. I've just gone from my usual search, Sega Master System, and then Mini. I'm at 4 Mini at the moment. I've gone from 155 points to 182. If you can only do 4 every 30 minutes, then that means they've caught you spamming and they flagged your account, and it can take like up to a month, 4 to 6 weeks before it clears off. Like, I can confirm now, it's not. I mean, I've just done it repeatedly back to back. Like Master System 5, it works. Master System 5 Mini, it works. Master System 6, it works. Master System Mini 6 Mini, it works. 7, it works. And finally 8, Master System Mini 7 Mini. So that is way more than 4 done back to back, and it works for me. So yeah, they put that restriction on if the system flags. Like, if you just start typing like gibberish into the keyboard, into the search, it does that. It's still on. Yeah, it's happened like 2-3 times for me, and they've all gone away within like 4 to 6 weeks. Like, when those restrictions came on, I was like, nah, blood, this ain't worth it. I ain't sitting there doing that shit. No way. So yeah, it's a shame though. It was a good thing. It was exploited to living hell, just like Mixer's point system was exploited. I don't think Microsoft is capable of providing any form of real kind of reward programs that actually work the way they're supposed to work, because they opened themselves up for so much exploitation. If you remember Mixer, the more people you had in your stream, the more money you made by just them being there. They didn't even have to chat, so everyone that was on Mixer was botting their accounts with their own. They were creating like numerous accounts, opening multiple web browsers and putting them into their own stream and just getting paid for it. I still say this Xbox needs to make online free. I'm tired of it. PC guys, get it for free. I mean, PC Game Pass is a really good deal. You pay, I think it's £10 or £11. You pretty much get everything that Ultimate gets, with the exception of console gaming. I don't know if, does PC Game Pass get xCloud? I don't think they do. I'm not sure. But they get all day one games and all the EA Play games. I mean, I usually wait 5 seconds and that's it. But you've just got to make sure that you're not putting gibberish into the search engine, because it just picks it up. Yeah, I don't think they've kind of maintained that. Like I said, I can search every single time, and I don't have a problem. By the way, just a quick FYI. Mainly, this is to the mods. It was brought to my. I'm not going to really get into it. This is just an overview. When we time people out, please, it has to be if they're really, really being a toxic prick. If you're going to time them out, I tolerate quite a bit. But if there's like personal attacks and stuff like that, then we do. But if there's banter going along, or if there's a pony that's just having a debate, let's not time them out, yeah? someone contacted me outside. Like, I'm not gonna go into names, and yeah, let's not do that. So I just thought I'd just mention that as a blanket thing, and then we can just move past it. But yeah, this is you know, this was always going to happen. Unfortunately, it actually lasted a lot longer than I thought it was. PlayStation Stars did something similar as well, right? Fredo, Trump, or Fudge. I'm just being attacked by a bloody killer bug again. I would say Fudge. Because I have no idea what Feather is. And I know what Trump is. Fudge is better. And look, just, you don't have to be here. You can fly away. If you play a game on xCloud, it will count for Game Pass if it is a Game Pass game, but it won't count as a console or a PC. You have to play those on the physical devices. I have no idea what the hell Fedo is, but good luck to them. Mate, I'll just put on Blueprints on my PC and let it run for 15 minutes and turn it off. Did it during working hours. Works wonders. But yeah, this is a bit of a strange one. It also happens if you're just typing too fast. Right, Jesse? Why is Flight Simulator a bit easier? Outside of the fact that it'll probably take you 15 minutes just to take off. There's a new insider story about Bio. That must be new. Really new. Let's have a look. But hey, it's Final Fantasy Tactics release day today, right? That's a great reason to be rejoicing, right? Right? Did you know that you can get the physical version for the Nintendo Switch, but you only get a code in the box for the Nintendo Switch 2? That I don't know, man. That feels dirty. Oh, really? Was it? Cadbury's Freddo. Okay, let's the Cadbury's Freddo search. Let's see what this is. Cadbury's Freddo. Yeah, I ain't ever heard of this. I've never seen this in my life. Never in my life. I've never seen it. That said, I haven't been to a newsagent in probably 6 months. Or to a supermarket. But I've never seen this. But yeah, the Switch one. Yo, who's that coming downstairs? Ram, have you heard of a Cadbury's Dairy Milk chocolate called Freddo? Yeah. Yeah. You've heard of it. They used to be 30p a few years ago. And then inflation hit and went from 30p to what? 3? That's how crazy inflation, chat. From 30p to £3. Damn, man. That's how crazy inflation. From 30p to £3. That's some good tariffs right there, man. Oh. Oh man, that's funny. This is not my normal glasses, man. So, what's happening with BioWare? We're going to be covering the EA news as well, because there's a lot of fear mongering going around that, and I don't think people understand how rich people get rich. And so we're going to have a crash course on how rich people get rich, and then you'll realize how people are fear mongering and kind of just trying to bullshit scare you for the sake of clicks. Okay, look, buddy, you don't. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry, but you just have to die. Anyway, BioWare. Look, it asked for it, alright? I didn't mean to kill it. It just got too close. When you get too close, you get too close. You shouldn't get too close. Where's gaming with his murderer? Castle Chaos for the love of brother. What's the situation with BioWare? I mean, I've got some. Is it the staff members making comments? Jesse, no, this is the whole organization restructuring. Microsoft have tried to appeal to the cheapest denominator, and they've tried to, get a footholding in the market by being as pro-consumer as they possibly can be, and it's really just not worked. So at some point, and they've seen that people, not only that, have been exploiting it as well. You can get, if you go to places like Enaba or LinkedIn, not LinkedIn, CD keys and stuff, you can get dirt cheap Game Pass. Like Game Pass in the UK is £170 a year. You can get a year's supply for like £80. You can get 2 years for the price of one. That's how cheap it is. And at the end of the day, there's only so much loss that they're going to take from these before they start clamping down. So I think it's just a business restructuring, as it is with everything else. It's just a thing. Yeah, £100 from CD keys. So you're basically saving £75. That's a huge saving. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything from them. Let's see. Okay, I think this is it. So let's just jump into the BioWare stuff. Unless anyone else wants to add anything to to this? Is there anything else that anyone wants to add to this? Look, regardless of how you look at it, Game Pass is still the best deal in gaming until it's no longer the best deal in gaming for you. You know, if you are playing the first party games, like in the UK, a AAA game is £70. The two of them is 140. The moment you play a third one, you've already made your money. I played Avowed this year. I played E33. I've played South of Midnight, and I've played a bunch of other games that were on there day and date. Right? I've already made my money and then some. In fact, I've probably covered next year's allowance as well. So Game Pass can't be beaten on price. Now, if you don't use any of the games that are there on Game Pass day one, then it's a waste of money for you. So just, you know, you just need to decide whether it's good for you. Alright, so I'm guessing we can move on from this. Just make sure, look, all I'm saying is, if you've got your reward points and you've got over 12,000 points, go redeem your Game Pass now. You can redeem it. They'll send you the code, put it into your account, and even if you get 2-3 months out of it, you'll get 2-3 months. In that 2-3 months, see how many points you can get, and then rinse and repeat. That's it. The $100 game. Hey, Shinzo. Alright, so let's check this out. BioWare staff worried about studio's future. On Monday, it was announced that Electronic Arts, EA, is being sold to a group of investors. That includes Silver Lake, the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund, and Jared Kushner's Affinity Partners. This deal is for roughly $55 billion, which is eye-watering, and includes $20 billion in debt to be taken on by EA from JP Morgan Chase. With the company going private with the deal and taking on this new debt, it has once again seen many under the EA umbrella start to worry about what it means for the future. Now, here's a question to you guys. And this is where this whole, you know, thing I was talking about is going to come in, because you've got, you know, oh no, it's Alex here saying the EA deal was a leveraged buyout. That entire company is basically screwed, is saying, and I get it. But when you talk about Elon Musk, right? Do you ever hear anyone saying how much money he has or how much money he's worth? I'm just not going to wear a diaper. This isn't a takeover, this is a buyout. I don't think those companies, you know, these people are probably just businessmen buying the company. They're not, unless they own different companies, and if they do, then yeah, I can see some layoffs. But I don't think this is the same situation with Xbox and ABK. You always see how much they're worth, right? And that, yeah, even for 100. You always see how much they're worth because that is what they're based on. And so what they do is they go to the bank and say, hey, look, this is how much I'm worth. I want to borrow this amount of money. Do you know why? Because when you borrow money, you don't get tax on it, right? There's no tax on that money. They're basically avoiding tax. So there's quite a number of good videos out there that you can go and watch And any successful, truly, and I'm not just talking, you know, really well-off people. Like, I'm talking about the multi-billionaires. They don't, you know, invest the cash money. They take debts, and if it doesn't pay off, they go and take more debts. And if shit really hits the fan, they'll say sell a few shares and recoup that money and then go and do the same thing. But they take loans and they buy things with loans. And that's generally how they work. Because when they do that, you don't pay tax on debt. And so the money that they make, if they're successful, they reinvest. And then that doesn't really get done either. And so it's always a case of how much you're worth as opposed to how much you have. I'm not saying that they ain't got no money in their bank accounts. Of course they have. But you always hear how much they're worth, and there's a reason for that. And that's why. But definitely go and like, there's a couple of YouTube videos out there that I've seen where you've got the really like top 10% actually talking about how they invest and how they make money and how they do everything. And they openly say, we never spend money. We always go to a bank, take a loan, because they know we've got the collateral, if worst comes to worst, to do it. And if it fails, they loan even more money. And the banks are happy to give it because they're worth so much. The banks know that no matter what, they'll get their money back in the end. But when you're doing it on a debt, there's no tax. And tax is huge. And so they get away with not paying tax. So this whole situation where they're screwed because of the debt being there, that's just fluff in the water, man. Exactly, Woodpit. That's exactly it. Right? And that's how they put it on face value. Not that they are cash poor, but that's what they present. Hey, Devastator. And so, yes, I agree with Steve. There's going to be layoffs. It's inevitable. Any takeover, any merger will have that, because if these are companies that already have a functioning PR department, a marketing department, you know, financing department, they're probably going to get their own people in there as opposed to the other ones. Or they may leave the people in there and happy days, but chances are they're going to move their people in. It just depends how hands-on they want to be. But any takeover or merger is going to do that. I mean, I've been through 2 takeovers already within the company that I'm working on. I work at, and every time there's been a takeover, we've lost about 20% of staff. We were originally about 350 people in my workplace. We're down to less than 80 people now from our original company. There's a lot of people there made up from the other companies, but we've actually downsized from about 350 to now at maximum 80 people. And we're about to have another takeover, so we're probably going to shrink even more. But that's just part of the parcel, right? It's literally business. If they have people that are doing that exact role, they're not going to get rid of their own people. They're going to get rid of the people that are there. And that's just how it goes. And people crying about it and moaning about it on social media is absolute bollocks, because at the end of the day, it's business, and business doesn't have feelings. And that's why these people aren't in business and don't have a business, because as harsh as what I'm saying is, and it may sound insensitive and, you know, completely immoral, business doesn't give 2 shits about you. It cares about how much money they make and where they can save, and that's it. And as I was saying, on Monday it was announced that, okay, we've read this bit, with the company going private, the deal and taking on this new debt, it has once again seen many under EA umbrella start to worry about what it means for the future. From studios to in-development games, how aggressive will the changes be in order to pay off that debt? one studio especially worried about their future is BioWare. Well, considering they haven't really done anything successful for a while, I would be worried too. But hey, at least you're not going to get any of these weird games coming from BioWare anymore. You can bet your bottom dollar that none of that is getting signed off. In January, Edmonton-based studio saw a number of staff let go after Dragon Age the Veilguard failed to meet expectations, which clearly everyone saw happening, set by EA. At the time, a number of employees spoke about the fear of another wave of layoffs. Now, do you remember some time ago there was talks that Microsoft was interested in potentially looking at EA, and everyone was like, no, don't do it. If Microsoft buys it, they're gonna get laid off and they're gonna close all the studios. And I said, and what did I say back then? There are far worse companies than Microsoft looking to buy these companies, and they will do way worse. I said this at the time, and yeah, we're living that now. Avalanche, right? We're gonna get to that story in a second, Steve. While that hasn't happened, many have continued to work with a feeling that any day could be the last of BioWare as they know it. Fast forward to today, and that feeling has grown tenfold. Well, if you don't make shit games and you actually make successful games, maybe this wouldn't happen, right? If you think that you're building games for yourself and you turn around to the community and start saying, well, don't buy our games because we like it, and if you don't like it, screw you. Well, then the community will turn around and say, screw you too. You know, it's like that scene in Coming to America where Eddie Murphy goes, good morning, my people. And the guy goes, fuck you. And he goes, yes, fuck you too. Right? It's pretty much like that. If you're going to act like an ass to your community, then the community is going to act like an ass to you. And you will hurt sales. And unfortunately, BioWare found that out the hard way. Multiple sources within the company have spoken under the condition of anonymity about their feelings over the last 24 hours. Of those who spoke, most believe that BioWare will be one of the first studios to see more cuts. That's not surprising. Look at the negativity that came after Dragon Age, said one source. If we felt it was only going to get worse, then you can imagine what some of us think now. Well, you made the game, you lot wanted it that way, so you kind of asked for it. But then it goes, these quotes from BioWare employees about the EA situation make me so sad. I wish them nothing but the best, and I hope they can continue their work to make Mass Effect 5 be the game that they want. No, we don't want it. Look, see, this is the problem. Their work to make Mass Effect the game they want to make. No, you want to make the game that your community wants you to make, not what you want to make. You know, there's a fine line between catering for both sides, but if you make it only for what you want to make and it's not what your community is interested in, your game isn't going to sell. Right? That's just really it. We're going to keep working until they tell us we're done. It's not the healthiest way to live, but as long as the paychecks keep coming, we're not going to just walk away. Now, keep in mind, right? And this is like just my personal situation. Not going to get into too much. We've actually been, where I work, because of all the takeovers and the mergers, we've been in this situation for the past year and a half now, where every month could be our last month. But at the end of the day, I just don't care. I just work. If they tell me to leave, I'll get my, I get my paycheck, I get my leavers fee, and I'm out, and I'll go find another job. But I get it, but the way they're dramatizing it, it's not it, right? Because this is happening everywhere. This isn't just a gaming industry. They just have a platform to magnify this too, right? And because they have a platform, they're dramatizing it as if it's some big bad thing. Unfortunately, it's the way the world works. I've been doing this. I've been doing it since last year, but I'm making sure I have a portfolio ready and feelers out for other jobs. That's the smart thing to do. So clearly, whoever this person is very smart. They're doing exactly what they need to be doing because that's exactly what I'm doing. Another current employee said, kind of feels like a matter of time. Yeah, I get it. It almost feels like where I'm working. I mean, I'm literally getting the same vibes here. It's crazy. Maybe they are talking about the same place. Multiple sources within the company have spoken under the condition of anonymity and feeling. Look at the negativity that came after Dragon Age, said one source. If we felt it was only going to get worse then, you can imagine what some of us think now. Well, clearly some people are going to find this a lot more difficult than others. That's just no two ways about it, right? It's just going to be a thing, and it's sad. It is. But, you know, it's also life. Kotaku's headline was pure racist, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. I think I actually bookmarked that one. That was just pure racist. Here you go. The internet reacts to EA's 55 billion sale to some of the worst people around. But they're also run by the weirdos, right? That whole publication is run by weirdos, so I don't expect anything different from them, right? You're run by weirdos, you get weirdo responses, and that's just, you know, unfortunate. It is unfortunate. Although I did think this was kind of funny. I know the people at EA and elsewhere ain't gonna find this funny, but I did think whoever did this, it's a bit too soon, okay? It's a bit too soon. I think that's a bit too soon, guys. Come on. Let's have a little bit more decorum. That's a bit too soon. That's a bit too soon, man. Where is this? What's what I'm looking for? Let's switch back to this. Excuse me. But we've so the one that's going to come from OEMs will be 1,000 plus, in my opinion. The ones that come from Microsoft are going to be less than 1,000. Sorry. Is that better? Look, I'm not gonna. Let's just say there's two sides to that, Woodpit. I did think I lowered it earlier, Steve. I didn't realize I didn't. The one that comes from Microsoft potentially will be. Not the one that's built by Asus, Lenovo, MSI, Alienware, or whatever. Not that one. But the one that's actually built by in-house Microsoft, that one will be lower powered, in my opinion, than the other ones that are going to be coming, and Microsoft can subsidize. They may not choose to subsidize, but I think it will be subsidized to a certain degree. You think the OEM Xbox is going to be 2,000? $2, sign me up. I mean, even the Asus ROG Ally is under 1,000 here in the UK. Don't forget, you're in the US, you've also got your tariffs and everything else that are fluctuating your cost. That's a American thing, right? That's a Trump thing. In the UK, the Asus ROG Ally is $799. It's under £800. You guys are paying over $1,000 for the Xbox ROG Ally. Because your whole financial system due to tariffs has gone completely wayward. But they're not, are they? OEM can be anything. They could charge $5,000 for the OEM. That's up to the OEM. That's literally nothing to do with Microsoft. Like what, Power Boss? I'm really not seeing the I'm not seeing any issues here. EA wanted to be sold. They've been wanting to sell for ages. And you know, they approached Microsoft, but due to the legal battles with the CMA and the FTC, Microsoft turned them down. And everyone was cheering. Well, now a bigger and weirder company or institutions or financial investors have decided to come together and buy them. Hey, at least they're not the Glaziers, right? At least you know the Saudis have money. The Glaziers are poor. Look what they've done to my Man United. Look, the PS5 and the Series X are PCs anyway, right? They're basically PC components. Have I tried Hado? As in Hadoken? Jesse, the prices have increased ever since the tariffs have been introduced. There's a one-to-one correlation there. The only thing that could possibly be positive in the Saudis are a fan of the resurgent boxing scene. Maybe we can get a new fight night game. It really depends to how hands-on they're going to be, right? For all intents and purposes, they can turn around and tell EA, continue working as it is, but we need to see these results as a milestone within 6 months. And so EA has to make it happen. They can make it so that, there's no real change in the structure in terms of how the business is run. They could literally just be, owners in the background benefiting off this. Now, obviously, there's Avalanche Studios, the ones behind Just Cause and Contraband. Obviously, Contraband has been cancelled, so the Liverpool studio goes bye-bye. In light of current challenges to our business and the industry, we have thoroughly reviewed how to best ensure Avalanche Studios Group's long-term success. This review has led us to the difficult conclusion that we must make changes to our staffing and locations. As a result, we are proposing to close our Liverpool studio and to initiate a collective consultation process as required by UK law. This will impact all avalanchers in Liverpool. The changes will also impact our other studio locations in Malmo, Stockholm, where we will reduce our workforce and restructuring the teams to address our game's needs. Now, those that pretty much cheer for anti-wokies and are already cheering this like it's the second coming of Christ, and they are really happy this is happening. This is sad news, honestly. Our immediate focus is to offer full support to all avalanchers during this challenging time. Despite these changes, we remain deeply committed to providing amazing games to our passionate player communities. I'm really surprised that no one's really jumped out and blamed Microsoft for this. You know, because clearly they mentioned contraband there because they had to, because it's, well, I mean, prices have gone up. You know, since silicon is getting more and more expensive, and that's going to drive the prices up. Nah, Paul. Man United went downhill since the Glazers came. I mean, the facts speak for themselves. I mean, I could definitely blame the Xbox Series S for this. 100%. I mean, there has been nothing on contraband at all. Like, nothing. So, I don't see how people would blame it. I'm just saying I'm surprised that they haven't blamed it. Right? I have not seen Marvel Zombies, though I have seen it exists. But yeah, so I don't know. I think people should wait and see how this is going to go with the whole BioWare buyout thing, because I think people are jumping the gun a little bit, and you know that's always going to be a thing because it's just how people are. They like to fearmonger. But let's just see what they're gonna do. No one really knows. But the company being in debt, that's like normal thing, man. These investors always borrow money and don't use their own. They've got the assets, and they're using the collateral assets of EA by saying, "Hey, we want to borrow this much money. The assets are worth this. Here you go." It was like during the FTC trial when the FTC lawyer turned around and said, "You're paying 70 billion, but how much is the actual assets worth?" And they were worth way over 100 billion. Not sure if they're worth that now, but at the time, they had a market value of over 100 billion. I think it was like 110, 115 billion. Now, they weren't actually allowed to reveal that information in court, but they still did, and then said, "Oopsie." But, you know, because the whole thing was rigged to try and block the deal. But assets are usually worth more, and so they use that as collateral to tell the banks, "Hey, we're going to take this money off you, but if shit goes wayward, we've got collateral here." But that also means that they've got room to borrow more. So I don't think that this is as big as a deal as people are making it out to be. Did you see the amusing post of Final Fantasy saying they had no issues with Series S port other than RAM? Which is... I did! I did! I did! I did! Which pretty much is exactly what people have been saying about the Series S for a long time. The memory has always been that machine's bottleneck. If they only gave it the same amount of memory as the Series X has, that machine would do gangbusters. It would have no problem whatsoever. But instead, they decided that they were going to cut corners and cut costs, and unfortunately, give it a handicap. And the memory issue has always been a thing. There's only so much low resolution you can go, and there's only so much textures lowered you can have before it no longer looks like a game. And come on, guys, when I mentioned terrace, I didn't mean for you lot to go into a full-out war with it. That's just lazy programming, man. That's just lazy development. But let's be real. 8 gigabytes of memory in this day and age is that's criminal, man. That's borderline criminal. That shouldn't be a thing. But yeah, it's a thing. Oh. Let's jump over to some Halo news. Apparently, Halo Studios will have a deep dive on their next project at the Halo World Championships on October 24th. And that's pretty much all we know about it. I don't know, man. I don't know about how you guys feel, but I feel like the one franchise that Microsoft shouldn't have handled badly is Halo. And they've really started to treat Halo like a, you know, almost like a nothing game. Yeah, but this kind of deserves a bigger stage, right? People watching the Halo Championships is nowhere near as big as, say, a Dev Direct. A Dev Direct that happens in January has way more eyes on it, right? And that's where you really want to showcase something like this. Sure, you want to drop a bit of tidbits here and there, but in terms of like the limelight, you want to give it its own real center stage. And the Dev Direct is literally designed for that. Yeah, I care about Halo. I don't know. They've mishandled this IP for so long. It really feels like it's just... Put it this way. I reckon that they value Forza Horizon more than this IP. I have it. I don't really use it much, but I do use it. When you own COD, you don't need Halo. Well, Halo and COD are different. They're totally different games, man. The only thing they share is the fact that they're first person. And that's about it. I mean, Halo is way more better franchise than Gears, right? The only good thing to come from Gears is Carbine. But yeah, I really wish they did more and showcased more and just did more with it. I don't know. It just feels like Halo's become this kind of afterthought. I remember back in the day when Phil Spencer turned around and said, "The day we lose Halo is the day we lose Xbox." I mean, to a certain degree, I guess there's some truth to that because the Xbox we knew of old is gone. So I guess Phil was technically right. We now have an evolved Xbox. Hey, Soul, how's it going, buddy? We now have an evolved Xbox, right? It's yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? You hate the Illuminate? Yeah, they're horrible. They are horrible, horrible, horrible. It shouldn't be done though, David. There's no reason for it to be done. This is literally their mascot, man. This is what made Xbox. This Halo is Xbox. No matter who you ask today, Halo is Xbox. They don't think Call of Duty is Xbox. The whole color scheme for Xbox was derived from Master Chief. Well, maybe Master Chief was the whole reason for it, but whatever it was, I think, this franchise needs more respect. Blinks' Xbox. Hey man, Blinks was a good game, man. Blinks was good. I'm surprised they never continued with that. Well, actually, they released a sequel to Blinks, didn't they? And the first game for Blinks actually did remarkably well. And then Microsoft decided that this is so weird. So everything that made Blinks the original really good, they decided we're gonna take all of that out and make it a generic platformer for the sequel. And then it did really bad. And then they killed the franchise. Yeah. Power Stone was good. But it is what it is. I still have faith that Halo can be revived, and I await the day, hopefully before I'm in high heaven, that they will. Should have made a Blinks and Clippy save the world. That could work. The problem with that, David, is that when you're looking at the Halo Championships, Halo World Championships, you don't have a lot of eyes on it. You want more eyes on it. And that's why revealing big news on stuff like the Dev Direct, the Summer Showcase, or the Game Awards is the best place for it because you just have more people watching it. And with more people watching it, it gets more exposure, more people talking about it, and brings around brand awareness. So there's a whole kind of PR side to this. With the Halo World Championships, that whole show is engineered towards a succinct audience for PvP. And so, yes, some people might tune into the deep dive. Some people might not even know about the deep dive. I wonder if they are going to move to UE 5.7. There's some bug improvements with its preview release. Some bug improvements. Okay, that makes no sense, but I guess he's drunk. With EA going private, BioWare might not be around for very much longer. Yeah, so we were just discussing that a little while ago. That's a thing. At the end of the day, you know, you reap what you sow. Yeah, I know, I'm just taking the piss out of him, pal. You know, at the end of the day, you reap what you sow. You build games for your community. Can we cancel Steve? I don't think he's going to make a good video game. Are we talking about the Steve as in the one in chat? Or a different Steve? Well, so like we were saying, rich people go into debt because they don't pay tax. Now imagine not paying tax for $20 billion for a long time. These people are still going to get paid. Hey, look, man, Halo Infinite was the game that was supposed to be a 10-year experience. Ended up being a one-day experience. I went back to Blinks, Paul. That control scheme is... it's dated. It needs improving. And no one would turn up to it anyway. It depends. How are the improvements on a 2080 Super? Because that's what it's all about, right? Hogwarts Legacy has become Xbox Play Anywhere. If you saw my video today, this is what I was talking about. If you haven't seen it after the show, you should go watch it anyway, just for the views and clicks. But it's good to see Microsoft pushing the Xbox Play Anywhere, slogan, and then pushing the momentum. They really need to be a bit more aggressive, in my opinion, at this point, especially with their push to, go PC. With the direction that they're going with the next generation console, I think this needs to be more prevalent now than before. But it's good to see that Hogwarts Legacy now joins the Play Anywhere, mantra. Oh, did you, Paul? That's awesome. That's awesome, Paul. But what was this about a ninja game? You mentioned something about a ninja game. And I haven't seen... what's this? Nah, no interest in that one. That would kind of be interesting, David. It is Woodpit, and I think it's a big get for. It's a big get for Xbox Play anyway. But Microsoft need to be a bit more aggressive on this now, and I think they need to kind of push this really, really hard. I know they're pushing it with their trailers of Xbox Play, but they need to start getting some of the more bigger third-party games on there as well. I know that's not entirely down to them, and sometimes it's just not possible. But I would like to see Microsoft start. You know how they do their Game Pass 2 drops a month? Maybe do a social tweet where they add Play Anywhere titles, even if it's 1 or 2 every month. Just make a social posting about it and make people more aware that this is growing. Wait, Division 2 got an update? Mate, I haven't even played the DLC. And Division 2 gets an update and no one tells me about it, even though Ubisoft doesn't want me playing it? But is it getting a 25th, is it getting a modern remake? Or is it going to stay retro? Alright, so before I'll come back to the whole Play Anywhere. The fight for DC just got reinforcements. Tom Clancy's Division 2 and Rainbow Six Siege joined forces in an exclusive crossover event. Tactical gadgets, iconic gear, and unique rewards. This isn't just an operation, agents. It's a showdown. The city needs you. It's time to think. And this is the trailer. So outfits, okay. Any actual content? Okay, so it's literally just skins. I feel a little... Was that too loud? That couldn't have been too loud. Look at the volume on there. Oh, there's a Halloween one? This is a Halloween update? I ain't seen shit. There's nothing. There's no Halloween. Where's the Halloween? Guys, I'm not seeing anything. I'm seeing the pack though. Is this a... Oh, this is just fan kit. See your above comment. Now when you attack a certain group, once you destroy enough of them, they retaliate and start attacking those control points. Ah, I see. So no actual news. Well, that's a bit disappointing. I wanted news. I like Division. They just need to make it crossplay, you know. I sent you my Discord, dude. I literally gave it to you to... I gave my Discord for everyone to join. I posted it earlier. I know someone called Red Saber joined my Discord. I don't know if that's you. I don't restart anything, dude. I wouldn't even restart Final Fantasy 14. Oh, Red Saber is you? Okay, there we go. So I will just do this, and then say, Bob's your uncle. There you go. Send you a message. But yeah, I think Microsoft needs to push further into this and kind of make it a little more appealing. Okay, we'll double back on this little bit in a little bit. So, fake gamer. Nah, man, I don't have enough time. I wish I had the time you have, dude, but I don't. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time in the day to play the games I want to play. Hello, I'm Guru Larry, and we're watching Chaos. That's the spirit! Okay, gotta go back to work. We now have to clock in and out for lunch. So stupid. Oh, that sucks, dude. You want to know how I beat Souls games? I installed them. That's the spirit, Jesse. That's exactly what I would do. That's exactly. Try that link, Jesse. That should work. If the link in my description is not working anymore, then I'll update it. I thought it was working. But yeah, the news of the Xbox ROG Ally has really made people go crazy. In fact, I've managed to make 2 whole videos out of it just by their complete and utter brainwashing of just stupidity. And this guy just completely decides I don't get it. He ain't even being funny. I just don't understand. He's recently gone on a tirade with Duck, but God. You know, that's the one thing I don't do a lot of. I don't drink a lot of alcohol. I used to, until I got alcohol poisoning, then I kind of stopped. It's weird when that happens, right? But this whole situation with the Xbox ROG Ally, if it isn't an Xbox, right? Just hear me out. If it isn't an Xbox and it's a PC, why do they care? That's my question here, folks. You know, let them do what they want to do, dancing around the fire, screaming it's an Xbox all they bloody want. But why does it trigger these people? I don't understand. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. It really doesn't make any sense. You got Chris Hart once again trying to compare a remote play device to a native device. Weirdo. Ghosty, that's the spirit. No pun intended. I mean, maybe that's the point. You see, the way these guys are looking at it is, it's not an Xbox, guys, it's a PC. Ooh, it's $1,000. It's an Xbox, guys, so we can laugh at you, but it's not an Xbox. Wait, what? So is it an Xbox or isn't it an Xbox? Well, we want to laugh at you because $1,000, but it's not an Xbox. So, like, you've got who is Moore's Law is dead, moaning at Phil Spencer for the price, but it isn't an Xbox and it's a device built by Asus. So why is Phil Spencer responsible for this again? I mean, literally, the whole PlayStation Nation has lost their mind. It's almost like their brain cells left their body. Mate, we're living in a timeline right now where if the aliens came round to just check the intellectuality of planet Earth and saw the way the PlayStation fans are reacting, they'll turn around and say, fuck this, let's leave, come back in another 100 years. They've devolved. It doesn't make any sense. I have not. Oh, really? Okay, my lips are sealed, but that's genuinely made me super hype. Do you know when we're gonna hear anything? Or when we might see anything? Or if there's anything you can show me that won't be revealed publicly? Sorry guys, you can understand some of the cryptic nature going on here, but I won't reveal anything he sends me. Hey, Dayreezy. Would they evolved? I don't know at this point. When you've got stupid posts like this, you kind of have to wonder, like, I mean, D-Batch has definitely gone off the deep end. He's clearly in it for the blue check money. But I don't think there was much of a brain cell there anyway to begin with. Hey, he doesn't. None of you know what game it is. I do. I mean, I instantly knew exactly what he was referring to. I just didn't know which one or what style. But I'm genuinely super happy about it. Your secret is safe with me. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Even some concept art, mate, will do me wonders to keep me going until like 3 years from now, I guess. But this stuff is just, it's crazy. They're gonna come for you? No. All we're doing is laughing at him. All we're doing is literally laughing at these people. I don't, like, they think they're getting a gotcha moment or some form of thing, right? It's weird, man. It's weird. Like, just look at, I've got like a whole folder set up for this shit. Guess what? You can't play games natively from an Xbox on an Xbox or a Ally. I mean, technically you can. You know, the Xbox ROG Ally isn't an Xbox, you know, it's not a series handheld. It was never advertised as a series handheld, but it is an Xbox handheld. It's look at this one, Moore's Law. I have to say, I agree with this Phil Spencer guy. I think he should call Phil Spencer immediately. But if it's not an Xbox, why even get Phil Spencer involved? So they are openly admitting that the next generation, you know, the handheld ROG is an Xbox, right? Am I seeing this correctly? That statement didn't make sense. Basically, if they're saying, when Phil Spencer said we're not going to grow the market with $1,000 consoles, well, if it's not an Xbox, Why is Phil Spencer being quoted here? No, I get that, Steve, but what I'm saying here is, if it's not an Xbox, what does Phil Spencer have to do with it? Basically, Jesse, yes. The native one, guess what? You can't play games natively from an Xbox on Xbox ROG Ally X either. I mean, with Play Anywhere, you can play some, right? So this guy is already being a bit stupid. I mean, look at what he said here. Peak handheld gaming with haptic feedback and excellent gaming without spending $1,000. So let me get this right. The PS5 Pro, because his hashtag PS5 Pro, is $750, right? And that's without the drive and without tax. And the PlayStation Portal is $200 without tax. So we're looking at $950. Now, if we add the drive onto it, you're looking at $1,030. But let's just say, for argument's sake, it is digital and we're comparing digital to digital. We're looking at $950. The combined both total is going to give you at least $100 in tax on top of the payment. So you're looking at somewhere around $1,100. This guy spent more to be able to remote play than someone spending on a handheld device that plays games natively. Like, this is the level of IQ of people. Navy, I know. And here's the thing, right? And here's the one argument people will come. I've seen P-Rock make this argument. I've seen Nick make this argument. I've seen so many people make this argument. Can you play GTA 6 on your Xbox ROG Ally? And it really frustrates them when I say this, but the answer is yes. Now, you're all going to be wondering, wait a minute, Chaos, hold on a minute. Listen, mate, it's not available on the PC for another year, so how is this actually going to work? So, I'm going to use technicality here. So, if I remote play into my Series X or S, right, or even a PlayStation for that matter, it doesn't really matter, right, from my Xbox ROG Ally, and I'm playing it on my Xbox ROG Ally, am I playing the game on my Xbox ROG Ally? Yes or no? That is my question. You can try and sugarcoat it and caveat whatever you want. I'm asking a simple question. At the point of me playing that game outside of the house, am I playing it on the Xbox ROG Ally? Yes or no? How it's being played is irrelevant. The question is, am I playing it? Yes, you are. Then you got GTA Day 1, baby. And let's face it, most of the people buying the Xbox ROG Ally are Xbox fans anyway. So they'll have an Xbox. So there you go. And if they don't, they've got a PlayStation. And they'll remote into that. But it works. Take it easy, Paul. And keep me posted, dude. Absolutely keep me posted on this. This literally is my... I know I can't talk about it. I can't reveal anything. But I will say this. Out of every game that we've seen revealed so far, this is my most anticipated game. Probably... It tops everything. So keep me posted, man. Keep me posted. This one I will, I'll follow intently. I don't think anything will beat my anticipation for a new game than that one. And believe it or not, there's no waifus. There's no waifus, chat. There's none. None. I'm not gonna say what it is. It's an unrevealed game. The answer is yes. I'm still playing. I'm literally playing on my ROG. I don't care how I'm playing on my ROG. The fact is, I am going to be playing GTA 6 on the ROG. But that argument goes out the window. Instantaneously. I know people aren't going to like that and they're going to get pissed off with it. Ninja Barbie. But this guy's like trying to come up with this crap, right? Look at this one. Pulled his BS when he said it. Man didn't grow the market with $300 consoles either. Wait, so if it's not an Xbox, what BS are you calling exactly? What is that? What do you mean, Infinite? That didn't make sense. Keep you posted on Liverpool going down. Yeah, that's the spirit of the mud pit. That's the spirit. So, yeah, what exactly? So, is EM here basically confirming that the ROG Xbox Ally is an Xbox? I just, you know, if you are saying that what Phil said here is true and it's factual and it applies to the ROG Xbox Ally, then that would make it an Xbox, right? That's what he's saying. He's admitting that it's an Xbox, right? Like, do these guys even understand what they're doing? Ah, sorry, that went straight over my head. My bad. I mean, there's a tariffs information situation as well, right, Navy? The prices have gone up. Also, Microsoft just being weird about things as well with the double price increase. I'm good, Infinite. How are you? It's like it's so weird, right? Like, look at this guy. Look at this. Look at this guy. So the Xbox ROG LIX doesn't have an OLED. Neither does the PlayStation Portal, by the way. Steam Deck OLED better. So, hear me out here, right? Hear me out here. These guys get rid of their PlayStation 5 to get a Pro because it is better than the PS5. Well, arguably better, right? There are games that actually run better on the base PS5 than the Pro. But if we're looking at the specs, the specs are better on the Pro than they are on the base. And so they upgrade to the Pro, pay double the price of what the PS5 is worth to get the Pro, which is why people called it a scam in the first place anyway, because of the double the price in difference, right? They pay double the price in difference of a base PS5 to get a Pro, but they're then turning around and saying we are willing to play on lesser hardware and pay less money than pay more money for better hardware. So why did they upgrade to the PlayStation 5 Pro? Doesn't this mean by their own definition that the PlayStation 5 is better than the Pro? Isn't it? So what Tripster is now saying that the PS5 is better than the PS5 Pro. He's also saying that the Series S is better than the Series X. What is this guy smoking? I mean, Kabini, it's aged hardware. It's old. Trust me, I've got one. Games don't run well on it, even on the lowest setting. The only thing I use my Steam Deck for now is... God damn it, you guys have made me say it again. GeForce Now. That's it. But you know what? My Apple tablet actually is better for that. Because I just slap on some controllers, load up GeForce Now through the browser, and off I go. I got a nice 9-inch screen. It's a bit massive to hold, but you get the picture. Now, when they release the Steam Deck 2, it might be more powerful, sure. Moonlight, yeah, we covered that earlier today. We'll see how that turns out. At the moment, it's a nothing burger. Look, it literally queued in. It ain't my fault. They made me do it. All right, you guys made me bring GeForce into this. I was going through a good streak of not talking about it at all, not even mentioning it once. I actually tried so hard until Kubini came and broke that streak. I mean, it absolutely is, Kabini. It absolutely is. I'm a staunch defender of GeForce Now. That's why they keep having to go at me, because I keep kind of promoting it as great hardware. Well, software. Look, if that 1 terabyte ain't cutting it for you, you can pay money and get more. I am not sponsored by GeForce Now or Nvidia. But goddamn it, Susanna, take out that card and start buying more and support the company so they can make better software for us. But like this guy here, man, he's trying to say, hey, buy lesser hardware because it's better than the better, more powerful hardware. You also don't see these people talking about the WinPD5, right? Like, where is it? Where is it? It is WinPD5, right? It is not. I've got the name wrong. GPD. Where's the company? So then you got stuff like this, right? This is running on an AMD Ryzen AI Max 395, which is a pretty, this is the best handheld that you're going to get on the market right now. AMD Radeon 8060S graphics, up to 128 gigabytes of RAM, 4 terabytes of hard drive, and it's only for 1,600, and it's sold out already. Right? It's sold out already. You've got stuff that are more expensive than this. Why aren't they complaining about this stuff? And they're only complaining about the ROG. It doesn't make sense. Look at this. Oh shit, Samsung lied to me. Oh, I was reading this on an Ultra and damn, my phone is an Xbox 2. Of course it is. It can run Game Pass. Darren, it absolutely isn't. I'm just finding it funny that these guys are so triggered by this. They are absolutely triggered by this. The Legion go and not a people 100% infinite. Is the RAM listed as? I don't know actually. Let's see. I feel like Steve is about to buy a new handheld. Hey, Brick, how's it going? Well, look, the good thing about this one is that it comes with an Oculink, so you can actually plug an external graphics card into it through the Oculink instead of the USB 4, so you get like way more performance from an external GPU, as you would say on the ROG. It's got an 8-watt battery thing. I'm not seeing anything on the RAM though. Leading the charge is the world's first mini SSD card slot. Let's see. RAM. 800 MTS. Oh, right. It's a new one to replace the old one I've used once. Oh. So, yeah, this thing is powerful, right? Like, this is top of the range shit. And you've also got, like, the 1X player as well, which is, I think, up to, like, $2,000. You know, why aren't they moaning about that? I'm triggered it's not raining. I'm happy it's not raining. Hey, Calendros, how's it going, buddy? It's just weird. They're so triggered about the ROG being a Microsoft calling it an Xbox, and let's face it, the next generation Xbox that's coming is basically going to be exactly the same as what that ROG is. The same UI, the same interface. It's gonna be the same thing, just a more powerful version. So everything that you can play on the next generation Xbox will be playable on this one. Now, the backwards compatibility side of things is going to be different. Backwards compatibility, so it's capable of running the Series S and X, that's different. But what you're getting with the ROG is essentially a preview into what the next generation Xbox is going to be. And that's it. But they can't handle that. They can't handle that. And so they start doing backwards gymnastics and making themselves look stupid, because the more they blame Phil Spencer, the more they're admitting it's an Xbox. YouTube will pay $24.5 million to settle lawsuit with Trump over his 2021 account suspension. Wow. That guy's going after everyone. It pulls back. Pulls back. Dude, is that real? No way! Holy no way! I'm sorry, chat, I can't show you. But no way! Holy... Dude, you just made my night. You literally just made my night. This has made me happier than you can imagine. I really, really hope this is going to be good. This will literally... I hope there's gonna be a collector's edition and all sorts. I'm gonna go broke with that. Yeah. That is awesome, man. That is awesome. Good eye, Paul. Why does it... I just found it really amusing, Darren. I find it very, very funny that these guys are absolutely losing it and making themselves look like a complete prat. Now, unfortunately, we come to a darker side of gaming, and that is, of course, this dude over here. Like, I don't really know what he was thinking when he posted this. Now, for all of you that don't know, the Silent Hill character is about 13 years of age. And so, yeah, let's not do this, folks. Let's not do this. Let's not do this. On PC, we're playing the premium version of Silent Hill F. No, let's not do this, guys. What you do in your own private bedroom is what you do, but don't publicly fucking air this shit, man. And then you've got this retard over here saying it's only the Xbox community that do it, trying to console war something like this. I mean, you got to be a special kind of moron to be able to console war something like that. You got to be a special kind of moron to be able to console war something like that. It's completely and utterly stupid. Wait, it's probably best that you didn't see it. But I was talking about this. It's not revealing anything. Thankfully, Puerto Rock scribbled everything out. Good on him for it. But this guy is just weird, right? This guy is just weird. Let's not do this. Let's not do this. But then you got this bellend over here, right? Thinking that, I mean, wasn't it JTech that started sending minors dick pics and stuff? Like it doesn't happen from the weirdest corners of the gaming community. Ain't no one got time for that shit, man. But this guy over here, clearly, he's in cahoots with this guy. He must be, because he's definitely trying to underplay it as a console war. Like, how would you even do that? It's like so fucking weird. Like, no. But yeah, this guy is getting cooked right now, and for good measure. You don't say shit like that, man. You don't do that, man. That's just wrong. Hey, tell us how's it going? Yeah, the character's like 13 years of age, and the guy's basically removed all the clothing with a mod. Obviously, there's going to be weirdos out there that do shit like that, but don't post about it, man. It's just weird. It's weird. You don't... I know, I'm really not going to go into it much more. Oh, by the way, this is breaking news, apparently. Shock to no one. This is apparently breaking news. Silent Hill 1 Remake is now in full production at Blooper Team. Now, this will be good. This gonna be good. I'm ready. You know, Silent Hill 1 is old. It didn't have the PS2 treatment. So some people might not really be able to go back and play the original Silent Hill 1, which was great. So, I really love the original. So, yeah. Blooper Team is on fire as of late. What you mean I just jinxed it? It won't matter, Darren. By the time it comes out, it'll be on PC day one. So, you'll be able to play it on your next generation Xbox. See, those days of exclusivity just don't matter anymore. With the way Microsoft has positioned its next generation console, essentially running any games from Steam, Epic, or whatever launcher you want to get it from, or the PC Game Pass, means that you're going to have access to all the games. Sony can hat it all they want. You're still going to get it day one on PC. Look, look, Steve. It's going to run on Unreal Engine 6. Right? It's going to run on Unreal Engine 6. And we're going to see the amazing shinies from the surface. It's going to be great. Two FPS? You're being a bit generous there, aren't you, buddy? Come on. That is very, very uncharacteristic of you. Why do PlayStation fanboys insist that PlayStation is the market leader? Are they ignoring the fact that there is... it's because of market share. They own a considerable portion of the market share. And that's it. That's the reason. I'm hoping to, yes. Hey, Shinzo, thank you for the...
Shinzo86 celebrates 3 months of membership.
Thank you for the 3 months of membership, dude. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Let's fix that to 20 for the month. But yeah, I enjoyed Ghost of Tsushima, so I'm hoping Yote will just be more of the same. I don't want them to change it, make it more complicated. I don't want them to add in really anything to it. I just want them to just continue the status quo. And so I'm hoping it's going to be good. I mean, ain't most of those games kind of like that? I mean, I think Yote is following in the same footsteps more of the real Assassin's Creed Shadows, right? It's more akin to the true Assassin's Creed Shadows, the real Assassin's Creed, as opposed to Tsushima. Tsushima was about one dude. This is like based on a whole clan of people. I forgot what they're called now, but yeah. What do you mean pretend Assassin's Creed? It's clearly the real Assassin's Creed. Jesse, you mean Sakai? Look, what these developers envision for you to play in feudal Japan, and let's face it, there's no way you can refute that in 1200 there wasn't a giant fox shooting fireworks out of his arse. You wasn't there to actually confirm whether this is true or not. I'm just saying, but unless you was actually there at the, during the 1200s, I don't think you can say it's true or not. We can only go by what history tells us, and history is telling us that this is probably potentially true. Silent Hill F did sell faster than Silent Hill 2. It took Silent Hill 2 3 days to get to 1 million. F got there in 1 day. That's just mean, Steve. That's just mean. Man, PlayStation fans are jumping all over this Microsoft Rewards thing like it's a gotcha moment. It's still better than PlayStation's reward system, so what are they even talking about? But you're not sure, right, Calandros? You can't be 100% certain because you haven't seen it for yourself. It was ghosty. I don't know. I never took part in the PlayStation reward system. But hey, if you wanted to get some nice additions for your Xbox handheld, apparently there's a good sale going on because Sony know that the Xbox can play PC games now. So they're saying buy me. Buy my games because no one else on PlayStation is buying them. Someone please buy my games. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. Yeah, PlayStation Stars is gone. That's gone. That left that bridge left a long time ago. That left a long time ago. Wait, why are people canceling Netflix subscriptions? Yeah, I saw that. Good game. I still need to finish it. Like I need to finish everything else. I keep jumping from game to game and I need to stop doing that. I absolutely need to stop doing that. It will, Darren, especially with a giant fox with fireworks coming out of its backside. It is the land of mystery and magic. The hell give us money for a game for the privilege of giving us money for... Wait, what? The whole give us money for a game for the privilege of giving us more money after you play a game is ridiculous. Oh, I see. Okay, that took a little while for my head to get around. But Final Fantasy Tactics, who's going to pick it up? I wanted to pick up the physical on Switch too, but I don't have it, unfortunately. The Switch 1 version is physical, but the Switch 2 version is not. And obviously Xbox doesn't have physical. And it's not Play Anywhere either, which is a shame. I don't understand why the Xbox version isn't Play Anywhere. I missed the file. That probably explains why it didn't make sense, right? Yes, Grey Fox. This is another one I'm playing through. Although Gremio hits like a wet noodle. But the combined attacks are insane. Combined attacks are great. But the inventory management in this game is absolutely one of the worst I've ever seen in my life. So that what you're seeing on screen right now, that is literally all you can carry, right? That's your armor set and your items and any key items that you've got as well, or any appraisal items. So as you can see here, I'm basically transferring it to other characters. The problem is though, randomly, some of these characters just either end up dying or they just end up disappearing and fucking off to somewhere else. And they take everything that you've given to them along with them. Bastards. So you can't even be sure what to give the bloody people. Yeah, yeah, Byron, you can. And for those wondering, I did not get a review copy for that game, so I will be buying it. It feels like a good handheld game, so that's why I was thinking about the Switch too, but I really wanted the physical version of it. Hey, at least you can get a free upgrade, so who knows. Is there any more bits of information? Oh, has anyone heard of a game called Liminal Point? Anyone? Luna's actually another one that I want to play at some point. I did buy the collector's edition stuff for it because it was really cool. So I did end up buying that, which is great. It looked good, so I definitely wanted it. But Liminal Point is this, right? I think I've shown it before. But this is Liminal Point. It's a survival horror. It's a kind of throwback to the old Silent Hill Resident Evil games. But it looks really cool, and you can wishlist it now on Steam, PS5, Xbox, or GOG. So this will be playable. I don't think this is Play Anywhere, but if you want to play it on your ROG Ally, then you're probably going to pick it up on Steam. But this... Don't demonetize me this late into the stream.
From Mira. Did you forget what happened?
But it's basically a homage back to those old school PS1 games.
In this city. Oh, but this place remembers. And so do I.
It looks kind of cool, right? I'm actually interested in this one. shouldn't it be considered a Game Pass game? Not really. It's still an EA game. The Tyrant from Resident Evil coming along. I don't know. To me, this just looks really good.
I'll be waiting in the place where hope turned to ash.
So come and find me.
This has been a game that I've been watching and following closely.
Mira.
So, Liminal Point is definitely one game that I'm excited for. Yes. Yeah, this looks really cool. It's really funny because developers actually look at these games now and say, hey guys, why do you guys want to go back to the old era of PS1? We hated developing for that, that kind of view format and that, graphic style. It was a pain in the ass, and now you guys love it. It's. What's this? Yeah, it's garbage. Check out Tormented Souls 2. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I think this is the one. And you shall eat the fruit of... Okay, what? The flesh of your sons and daughters? Grey Fox, Xbox is never dead. It's evolving into something that's just going to provide Xbox gamers with more games without them missing out on any form of silliness. That's it. Ball X Pit? Never even heard of it, buddy. Hey, Rabbi. It could be another good one. A lot of companies are doing this now. They're kind of releasing these kind of specific view. Oh, it's already out. Coming 2024. Okay. But chat, I think, is there anything else you guys would like to discuss? I'm good, Rabbi. How are you? Sarah Bond came out and again confirmed that Xbox has made $5 billion with Game Pass. And of course now people are saying, well, what about first party studios? Well, they got their own profit and loss, so go away. Gameplay, is there anything for Tormented Souls for gameplay? Okay, that was 2023. They not post at all since then? I guess they don't like doing trailers? I think this is a trailer for it.
Anna? Are you okay?
Can I just say how very happy I am to finally have you with us? Isabella has told us all about you. Especially you, little one. You are a very special girl.
Why is it bad news, Brabby?
Be at peace. There must be no violence.
Caroline, I'm scared.
Now stop struggling. You belong to us.
Kinda has like a Elder Scrolls 6. I don't think we'll see that for a while. We don't even have a release date or a release window. Just leaked rumors of everything. Nothing that's actually concrete, right? Chat, don't forget to drop a like, and if you're new to the channel, and subscribe. It would mean the world to me. I would appreciate it. Tormented Souls 2 gameplay. No, I'm not gonna watch an hour of that, that's for sure. Alright. Is this actually a gameplay trailer?
Now they've taken Anna.
No. So you got like an hour and then there's no fucking gameplay. Good job. IGN have... Oh, so it's very Resident Evil. Susanna, you might like this. We already spoke about it, Rebby. It's not really bad news. We don't know what the Saudis are actually going to do. For all we know, they might actually, you know, be completely hands-off and leave the studio to do whatever they want. Oh, I'm not going to watch this for an hour. It's just checking out the gameplay. See if there was any thing. Because Darren just wanted to see the gameplay. But it is akin to very Resident Evil. Which I have no problem. And graphically, it looks really nice. The lighting effects are good. Ruin everything. Like, I mean, we just don't know, right? We just don't know, and that's the problem with the whole EA situation. We'll find out sooner or later if, you know, if it was good or bad. But right now, the way people are going about it with the whole buyout and the merger, EA wanted to be purchased. It's not like these people came over and said, hey, we're going to force to buy you out. That's not what's happening here. EA has wanted to sell for a long, long time. And despite the best efforts of, people, it's been a thing. Hey guys, we're on 34 likes. Let's see if we can get that to 50 likes. There's like 100 people in chat right now. It looks good though. I really like it, Darren. If it was a hostile takeover and they kind of went in and took out all the shares and, bought all the shareholders and bought them all out, I'd say, yeah, fine, sure. It's bad. I'm not sure, Abby. I'll see if I've got time. But it's not bad news to me. I think people are overreacting. Yeah, it's that sort of game, Jesse. Those games are good. £4? That's actually not bad. I might have to check that out. £4 is pretty good. And that's my kind of pricing right there. £4 is literally up my alley. I think that's good. It's kind of like same thing with Ubisoft when they got purchased by somebody on the outside. You mean Tencent, right? Yeah. Tencent hasn't really done anything to Ubisoft. I don't even think that they've even got involved. Although the Guillermo family absolutely destroyed their shares, but it kind of is what it is. I mean, I don't think EA was ever in trouble. I just think they just no longer wanted to be in the business, honestly. They just wanted to sell. They could see where gaming is going, and gaming isn't headed in a great direction, let's be fair. Gaming is kind of, you're looking at these smaller games and they're not, creativity's gone. You can't really gamble with games anymore. You make a mistake and the studio's gone, everything's gone with it. Would I rather everyone is out of work? Not really. I don't want anyone out of work, but it's it's just a fact of life. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen, and not really much we can do about it, unfortunately. But chat, I'm not really seeing any other bits of information. I've covered everything that I personally wanted to cover in today's stream. And if there's anything that you guys want me to cover, now's a really great time to put it out there. Wait, OBS? You didn't disconnect. Goodbye. Yes, but Saudi have gone on record saying they will use any method to increase their GDP. Of course they will. I wouldn't put it past them. But we don't know what that means yet. Have you guys heard of a film called The Minority Report? It's a good movie. I recommend you all go watch it. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's a really good movie. And, it's all about the what ifs. And people get arrested. Well, if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it for you. But go watch it. The way the community's acting right now with this acquisition is really the Minority Report. We don't know anything. We don't know what they're gonna do, what they're not gonna do. You know, in the football league, we've seen them being really proactive and really, you know, forthcoming with their expenditure to try and make the teams better. I've also seen them do not so great things with, you know, the work that I work in my current job with what they're doing, and it's a pain in the ass. So it's a mixed bag, but at the end of the day, and yes, the work I'm doing is for the prince. Bottom line, we don't know what's going to happen. So speculation is one thing, and yeah, waiting for it to happen and then it happens is too late. But are there going to be layoffs? Probably. They're buying out and they're going to reduce costs somehow. They're going to streamline things and make people, you know, pick up more responsibilities where they can. That's going to be a thing. But does this mean that the work is going to, you know, is it going to impact their overall delivery of the work? And are we going to start seeing Battlefield become this? Who knows? Maybe. But no one really knows. So, on that note, you know, I think people just need to, you know, chill. Everyone is doom and glooming it. Everyone is like going down the bandwagon of this is the worst thing ever because they've put EA into 20 million debt. There's a reason why rich people do that. They don't pay tax. There's a whole system behind doing stuff like that, using the company as collateral in order to take the loan. There's a whole business acumen behind it. If you go watch some YouTube videos, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. It's actually way more common than you think it is. And like I said at the beginning, you always hear how much someone is worth, not how much someone has. Because their assets are what make them wealthy, not their liquid money. I haven't seen his video, but I did see his tweet. And his tweet was definitely overreacting. I'll check out his video later and maybe might react to it if it's worthwhile reacting. But I think his tweet from earlier was definitely an over-exaggeration because there's, like I said, there's a whole business side to this. People take loans so they don't have to pay tax, and then they invest that loan to try and double their money. And if it doesn't work, they get more money because the assets are there to back it up. And so when it does work, the money that they've actually made, they then reinvest to make even more money. And then they take that and reinvest that, and their overall wealth just goes bigger and bigger. Don't forget, Saudi Arabia, especially the prince, he was making billions through plastic, right? So they were the #1 area, not only controlling oil, but plastic. It won't be Saturday. I'm not sure if I'm available this Friday, and isn't Yote releasing next week? If I'm not mistaken. I do want to stream it 100%. I just can't remember when it's releasing. I think it's next week Tuesday, right? Or is it this Thursday? If it's this Thursday, if there's no real breaking news, then I might stream it, yeah. Yeah, so Thursday. In 2 days. So, yeah, potentially. If there's no news, then we might have a Thursday stream with Yote to see what it's like. That might work. Yeah, I enjoyed Spider-Man 2. I thought it was fine. I think it was tail end loaded. The front end it was good at the beginning. I think the middle was a bit padded, but it had a good start and a good ending. I think they bloated it a little bit in the middle though, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. But anyway, folks, I am going to call it there, and thank you all for joining me tonight. Thank you to everyone that did drop a like. I appreciate you, all 35 of you. Thank you for everyone that turned up. I appreciate you all, and hopefully I'll see you in the next stream on Thursday. Otherwise, keep an eye out for more videos coming soon. Have a good night, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace.